And we're live for another session of Uncanny Adventures, Haunted Hamlet of Raven's Hill, that is brought to us by Legendary Games. We're playing a pre-written module that I picked up at some point, and I'm putting these guys through their paces. So, today we have Ian playing Duston the Barbarian. We have Casey playing Brielle the Ranger, Dylan playing Kimmy the Druid, and Scott is joining us again, playing Rustler, the Rogue. Cullen can't play today, so we'll let you know what happens with Crona. So,
who killed him?
Yeah, it's.
Oh, well, that was easy.
They finally had enough, and they did Crona in. It's very sad.
All to get rid of his creepy ghost friend.
His teddy bear, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that completely. You know, the guy is a bit of a
an asshole.
Yeah, he is. So anyway, so last time on our game, the group had met this spiritual Ravin, Arenal, who had been murdered, and his owner, Leary, wanted her new friends to find out what happened to her pet. She was certain that the crazy madman who lived in the woods and often visited town had done Arenal in. And so the party went looking for Entrellis the Mad, better known to some as Crazy Bob. They were also joined by Crona, who had recently died at the hands of Duston and had been brought back by the clerics of Selune at the gentle request of Bree.
Gentle.
The father will never be quite the same after his conversation with Bree. So, they also came across their friend, Rustler, who had been sort of guided to the group from some kind of a unexplained means. Track
Murder.
of feathers, and yes, murder. Murder most foul. So, they were all brought back together. They tracked Entrellis south into the Southwood, because last they had seen him, he'd been floating downriver, cackling madly. And they found one of his hideouts, this shack set on the side of a ravine with a rope bridge that led to a treehouse. They confronted the crazy man, chased him throughout his treehouse and up on the roof, and managed to stop him from escaping. Shortly after subduing him, Entrellis went into a bit of a fit, collapsed, and a strange creature has clawed its way out of Entrellis' midsection at this point. So, as this happens, I need you all to roll initiative as you see this creepy, spindly creature crawling out of his abdomen. And you see it has this sack at the back of it as it pulls free. And it has what appears to be an intact human brain in this bulbous sack on its back. It's very unnerving.
I don't like that.
I'm glad I'm on the other side of the bridge.
It's true.
Dustin has no idea at the moment what is happening, as he cannot see what's going on.
Rustler sees all.
Rustler's gonna climb back up in the tree.
He might.
Hey, that's how Bree survived.
It's true. It is very true.
In Roll20, it said there was no valid token selected.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I don't have the initiative tracker open, so it didn't grab it. So it's
Okay.
It's a function
No
of the
big.
system.
You can add them manually, so it's not that big a
Mhm.
deal.
Hmm.
Oh, good.
All right, Bree, what's your dexterity bonus? Is it a 4?
let's see.
I think it's a 4. All right, so it will go after.
It is a 4.
All right.
Thank goodness. We can kill this thing before it does anything.
All right, so it it's pulling its way out of the center of Ventrellis's chest, and there's like blood and like all these internal organs just kind of coming out with it. It's not being gentle about this. And in that moment, Rustler, you are the quickest to react. The others are kind of like a little open-mouthed at first. Like, what do you want to do?
If I remember correctly, I already had sword drawn right at him because there was definitely something off with him.
Yeah, as soon as he started
I have my
twitching.
rapier, and I obviously immediately strike at this thing because this does not look like a tasty worm. This looks a lot worse. So,
all right.
that's advantage, I think, right?
So you strike at it with your sword, and it skitters along the chest of Ventrellis, and you kind of carve into him and miss the creature. So, Kimmy, you see this creature move closer to you as it scrambles around away from Rustler's sword and gets a little closer to you. What do you want to do?
Well, I would like to cast Thorn Whip, and I would like to pull this thing into my hands and grab it if I can.
Okay.
Oh, 11 though.
Yep, so you whip out a thorn whip at it, and it skirtles back to the other side near Rustler again. And you just sort of grab onto part of Ventrellis, and he sort of lurches around at your feet.
No.
Do his legs move?
Yeah, they kind of... Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right. So, Dustin, you are on the other side of this rope bridge, and you hear a just bunch of yelling and...
Woo!
I just have a question. Are we supposed to be on the other map?
Sure, I'll move you.
I mean, I can theater of mind this. I just want to make sure for our viewers that.
Yeah, I didn't even move the window yet.
But I guess I'll try to cross this bridge.
Oh yeah, what a brave soul you are.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so.
So, I guess if can I use like the dash action to?
You can. I'm gonna need you to make me an athletics check as you dash across the bridge, just as just in case.
Double 18s.
All right, so you run across the bridge. As you get almost to the other side, you hear the of the rope sort of breaking behind you as your weight has snapped the already frayed edges of the rope.
I knew this was a bad idea.
I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Yikes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do I have advantage on this because of... Where is that? I think it's danger sense.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
All right. So we need a dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
All right.
10.
So you, the bridge, you feel it drop out from under your feet as you're running, and you kind of momentum forward, and you grab the lip of the other side and just sort of muscle yourself onto the platform.
Oof.
As the bridge is swinging, now cut in half, one side on your side, one side against the wall on the other side, just thwapping against the wall.
Okay.
And you are up on the ledge of the tree fort, about 15, 20 feet above the ground.
So so that was like 40 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get to the other side on this turn, or do you think that'd be it?
You could jump off the edge of the platform and finish moving around to the back of the tree fort if you wanted to.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, just make me an acrobatics as you leap down to the ground.
Acrobatics. Not good.
All right, so you just kind of like...
You roll your ankle.
Exactly. You roll
I'm
your
on the
ankle.
ground. On my face.
Yep, and you kind of land with a poof. And... connecting. All
So
right.
as I was saying, hello.
Oh, yes. So it looks like we're back, and my little icon says it's green again, not red. Some technical difficulties just occurred on my end. Sorry. So we were in the middle of a fight.
Sure.
And terrible time for the screen to go black when everybody's like dying or something. All right, so Dustin leaped off the edge of the tree fort after barely catching onto the ledge when the bridge failed.
Unsuccessfully.
Unsuccessful. Well, it was mostly successful, and then he leapt to the ground, and it was not. So, after he thuds to the ground, Bree, you are also standing adjacent to this creepy, crawly creature that has emerged from Crazy Bob's chest.
Yes. So, Can I move to flank and then attack?
Yeah, as long as you don't move out of its reach, you can sort of shift around it.
Yeah, no, I don't plan on leaving its reach. All right, so I'm going to move there, so I'm flanking. I am going to use my short sword.
Okay.
Okay. Or not.
Maybe.
Ideally.
Hopefully.
Okay. Well, we're just taking the first two because I'd have advantage, right, for flanking?
You're taking the best roll. Yeah.
The 19, yeah, of the first two.
Very nice.
It didn't pop up on my screen for me. Don't tell me I'm losing my connection again.
No, I didn't get it either yet. So
It took a while for it to pop up for me.
All right, so what was your total for your attack?
Total.
What was your attack roll? Because I can't see it. It didn't pop up. I can't see it
Oh,
yet.
I got a 19 and an 8, so I'm going to take a 19.
Okay, so the 19 will hit.
So 9 points of damage.
All right, so when you hit it, you notice the blade doesn't seem to dig as deeply as it should, and it appears to have some kind of resistance to your attack.
Do I do some damage?
Yes, you do some damage.
Okay. Well, I don't have
You
ranged
do.
weapons.
I was going to say it.
I do have. I get to attack again.
Yes.
Nice.
boom.
So, do you want me to roll 2 more, or do you want me to keep that 18 because I rolled 3 times on accident?
Just you can roll again. I don't keep it. I'm just testing to make sure mine works.
25.
Okay. 25 hits.
I figured. 9 more points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I'm having connectivity issues as well.
Yeah, I guessed it when I noticed your rolls aren't popping up. It's like, oh, yep, this is our
It
day.
took-
Technical
It took a while
difficulties.
to pop up for me, so.
Yep, this is our day for technical difficulties, but it's okay.
Yeah, we talked about it too much before we logged on, so.
All
we
right.
jinxed ourselves.
So let's see. This creature, everybody is slashing and tearing at this creature. It does not look very happy about any of this, as it decides what it will do next. It is going to. All right. So, kind of shifts.
Oh.
Look, there's your damage.
Holy
Oh,
crap.
wow.
There we go.
There we go. Woo.
Holy cow.
It all popped up now?
Casey,
Yeah.
Casey caught up with the future timeline. All right, so it kind of shifts. It's still within all of your reach, but it kind of scuttles backward a little bit. And it kind of turns itself toward Rustler and Bree, and it starts chittering madly. And you actually notice it now. It floats off the ground. And
I hate
it's-
this.
Oh, God.
And then this dazzling flash of lights kind of spreads out over Bree and Rustler in a 15-foot cone. I am going to need you both to make, let's see, these are going to be I don't know what it's going to be. Let's find out.
I don't know what it's going to be either.
Yeah,
It's
me either.
horrifying.
It's pretty scary.
Is it Tuesday? Are we playing Call of Cthulhu?
You might be.
Okay.
Plot twist here. so you
Oh, okay.
care.
No, I get to. All right, so I have to roll.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh yeah.
Great.
So,
A Jeanette roll.
Yep.
Everyone's favorite.
here we go.
It's an area attack you need to roll.
Yeah. So here we go. Here we go. It's not. It's
Oh.
all right. So, how many hit points does
Oh.
Rustler have?
If we're going by the health he had before,
Mm-hmm.
it's 15.
Okay, how many hit points does Bree have total right now?
20.
20. So that's 35 total. All right. So as this energy, this colorful energy, kind of goes over both of you, you all of a sudden your eyesight fails you. You both go blind.
Come on, we only have blind sight in our other game.
So yeah, so all of a sudden you like your eyes like you can't see. It's like it's so bright and you just see the colors, and you guys are both blinded by this
Pretty wild.
effect.
You hear the sound of a dog getting kicked from Rustler.
All right, so you guys both cannot see.
Or your ninjas, one of the two.
Yes.
Ninjas.
ninja.
Is there a ninja class?
Is there blindsight feat in 5th? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think so. All right, so now that you're both blind, it's going to continue to move, and it skitters around the other side of Kimmy. It kind of like its legs going, but it's still kind of hovering away. But because you guys can't see it go, it just flies around behind Kimmy. And then, all right, Kimmy, since and Dustin, because now you can see Crona. Both of you give me perception checks.
Okay.
Sean.
17.
Okay.
Getting there. 8.
All right, Kimmy, make an insight check.
Insight. Okay, let's keep it. Nope, that's investigation. There we go, insight. 16.
Okay, as this thing skitters around and Crona gets a look at it, the first thing that happens is the dark figure that sits on Crona's shoulder, you see its eyes, the bright red, kind of go really small, and then it smokes out. And you see Crona, and you realize, like, his eyes kind of glaze over, like, he's terrified. And he turns and runs. Like, almost like he sees this, he knows this, and this thing, he just bolts out, like, away.
Don't trip on a root.
So he just...
That was your plan for Crona, Jeanette?
Part of it.
Alright, so yeah, so you just see him, he almost drops the sword that he carries in his haste to run. He just barely hangs on at the hilt, and it's kind of just dragging behind him as he's just running through, and you hear it clinking against trees. He's just bolting in terror. Alright, so after he runs away, after Crona ran away. Alright, Rustler, you can't see.
No, I can't.
What do you want to do?
Has it gone full cycle?
We're at the
Are we
top
in round 2?
Yeah, we're at the top of round 2.
Okay. Do I get any saving throws to unblind myself?
You don't.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
That's awful.
Rustler did hear it skitter away, though.
Yeah, you heard its little shh.
He's not very smart, so he's going to blindly move forward, trying to find it.
All right.
He's going to use his rapier almost like a walking stick as he moves forward in whatever direction he thinks it went.
Okay.
So that'd be like
a
half of
perception
those
check.
maybe.
Yeah, roll me a perception check to see if you can follow the sound away from you.
Okay. Good thing I am horrible at that. Just kidding, I'm fine.
All right, yeah. You kind of waving your rapier back and forth to make sure you don't fall over. You're able to move after it, and you are pretty sure that you could stab at it in this area. So you're going to roll with disadvantage to try and stab it.
Okay, so I'm sure I won't hit somebody else like Kim.
I hope not.
I really want to make sure I don't attack somebody I don't want to.
Kimmy, do you warn him? Do you warn him where you're standing?
Yeah, I just sort of...
Okay. Pew! 10.
All right, so you stab into the air, And Kimmy watches as this thing just sort of hovers above where he stabs. And it seems fine.
Good shot, Rustler.
Kimmy, what do you want to do?
I would like to lean down and pick up 3 pebbles off the ground as my bonus action and cast Magic Stone on them.
Okay.
And then I'm going to... I'm just going to toss it at this guy.
Ooh.
So I'm just going to... As it's floating in front of me. 16.
It just drops in height just a little bit as the rapier moves away and the stone goes over its head.
Screw this thing. Honestly.
So...
I'm also gonna run around the back of it.
Okay.
Just so it can't like shoot that way and get away from us or something.
Sounds good. All right. So, Rustler, you notice you kind of rub at your eyes a little, like, and it's starting to clear a little bit. And then it's Dustin's turn.
I guess Dustin is out of fear going to rage. Because this is a scary thing.
Yeah. This thing just kind of flew around into view, too.
Yeah. So I'll mark off 1 rage. That's up for 2 for today. And then he's going to use Reckless Attack to get advantage on attack and try to hit it with his Great Axe. So at 18.
An 18 would hit, except you see this arcane energy flutter around it as it seems to put up some kind of magical shield
Okay.
to protect itself.
Okay.
You know, when an enemy uses shield, it's not nice.
That's what they think, too. All right, so you hit the magic sigils, and your blade bounces back off of it, and it chitters at you. All right, so after you swing at it, it is going to be Bree's turn. So, Bree, your eyes are still just colors, like you can't see.
You stink. Alright. Got a 10.
All right, so you can hear the commotion kind of straight ahead of you if you want to kind of fumble forward and try to swing at it with your blade.
Can I judge distance?
Yeah, you would know, like, how close you could get, like, without kind of running into it.
Okay. So now I'm at disadvantage, correct?
Yes, you are.
Damn, that was 11 will miss.
Yes.
But I can take a second swing. 12 will miss.
Yep. So you swing
Oh,
through the air twice, and this thing flies up and down over the blade and around it.
Because those 22 and 23, man.
All right. Anything else for Bree?
No.
All right. Your vision also starts to clear, and you're starting to be able to see again.
Okay.
As it seems whatever it did to you wasn't a long-lasting effect. All right.
Yay.
So, now you guys have surrounded him. Let's see.
We know it's gender. We have the advantage.
So, it is going to... cast another spell.
Oh?
Oh, yeah. Alright, so it chitters again, and you see its form start to shimmer, blurring in and out.
As if it needs more protection.
Yeah. So, mechanically speaking, if you attack it, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against it.
So, what happens if you get advantage for flanking, but disadvantage because it's shimmering?
You get a straight one-shot hit.
That's what I thought. Okay, just making sure.
Yep. So this thing starts to blur in and out, like just out of focus a little bit.
So on my next turn, I'm going to move here so we're all flanking.
All right. So after it does that,
Or
Rustler,
Dustin.
you can see again. Your vision has cleared. The sparkles go away.
Okay. He's about had enough of this, and he, I guess, as a free action, drops the rapier, pulls out short sword and his other dagger, and he dual wield, and goes slash and slash.
Oh
Let me
dang!
The rapier is more powerful, but more strikes means more chances of hitting. So, short sword,
Nice.
Will hit.
Wow.
dagger.
That will miss.
Okay. Well, that works out, so we don't have to worry about the dagger being straight D4. All right, so short sword damage.
Oh, click on the
The word.
The word short sword.
Right.
Yep, yep.
Okay, my bad. There you go. Sneak attack doesn't count. No sneaks here.
All right, let's see. All right, so you slash at it with your short sword, and it dodges a dagger, but kind of comes right up against the blade of the sword, and you cut into it. And then it is Kimmy's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna take another magic stone and try and hit this thing. Well, that's my disadvantage, I guess. So yeah. Crap.
All right, yep. So another stone kind of flies past Rustler's shoulder and lands in the on the grass behind him.
Oh, sorry, Rustler.
Dustin.
Dustin's going to attack again using reckless attacks. So I get advantage, but so it's neither now.
If you move 5 feet down, you'll get your advantage still. Because you'll be flanking with me.
I don't. Is that how that works?
Yeah, if you're directly across from someone, you get advantage.
Because you'll have 2 advantages and 1 disadvantage, so you'll still have advantage.
Well, no, it doesn't stack.
That's what I thought.
But he won't have to use. You won't have to use reckless attack,
Okay.
so it won't get.
So
advantage.
I'll move there, and then I'll just take a regular. So then I won't reckless attack.
So
Oh my god, an 8. An 8.
Yes.
Hate this.
This it sort of does like a loop-de-loo around your swing.
Hell
Yeah, screw you, buddy.
It's teasing that.
yeah, that's how I feel.
It's teasing you. Okay, so Dustin, after you go, Bree, your vision has now cleared too. You can see again. And you're like, oh shit, why is it shimmering?
oh, whoops. That's still the same. 22.
22 does hit. So
7 points of damage.
All right.
And again. 10 misses.
Yes. So you slash it with one, but it manages to dodge out of the way of the other. And then
That's
it's
fine.
turn. Let's see. What does he want to do? All right. So it's going to fly, like it sort of goes up vertical and kind of lashes out at Dustin's face. Almost like it tries to... It's going to try to bite you.
Face. Okay. It's a face sucker.
Mm-hmm. For a 24 to hit with its face.
Surprisingly, that hits.
Yes, and then it also tries to claw at your neck with one of its little mandible claws as it's up there. So we will see if that hits as well.
I duck.
So as you try to move aside, as it bites your face, it claws your neck, and it's kind of latched on for a second. So Dustin, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
23.
All right. So
Wow.
you are going to take... All right. So this is the piercing damage from the bite and the claws.
Oh boy.
So I take half that.
And then it's going to... you will take half of this, because this is going to be poison damage from the bite.
Hell yeah. So
So you'll take
14
5.
total. 14 total
Okay.
across everything. So that brings me down to 12.
Whew. All right, so after it bites and then it kind of lets go and flutters back up and is flying around all of you again, it is going to be Rustler's turn.
So I'm assuming it casts the blur spell, right? After
Yes.
after it gets hit, does it still keep the blur?
I am double checking.
Because I know Displacer Beasts don't, but the spell could be different.
Yep, let me double check. My blur.
Okay. Sorry to pull out the powder wig for the rule lawyer.
No
but-
worries.
All right.
Our advantage.
So, no, but it needs to make a concentration check on it. So. Alright, so Dustin, no, Bree hit it, so it needs to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. And it's gonna be plus that. Oh, nope, that's not right. D20 plus that. Alright, so it does maintain concentration on the blur.
Okay.
Cool, but good to check, because I forgot to check it before his turn started. Alright, so, Rustler.
Same plan as before, because we got flanking going, so it negates the disadvantage at least. Pokey poke. Nope. Yep.
Dagger will hit.
Okay, so we'll -4 on this damage then, because it's offhand.
Okay.
So 3 piercing.
Alright, and then I will roll another Constitution saving throw. It loses the
Ooh.
blur spell on that attack, because it does not maintain concentration.
Always.
Alright, so the blur goes away.
Excellent.
So now we get advantage?
If you're flanking, yes. So, after Rustler stabs it, you see it stop shimmering. And Kimmy, it's your turn.
Yep. I give Rustler a thumbs up, and I take my third magic stone, and I'm gonna try and frickin' just brain this thing.
Oh!
21 to hit.
Yeah, it bounces right off the center of its, what you believe is its
Hold on.
face.
Advantage.
Oh!
20.
Oh, natural 20!
Yeah, you ping it right in the center of its head with your magic stone.
Okay, well, I will roll damage for that. Let's see here. What is my bonus? +5. Oh, whoops.
I do that all the time.
Same.
That is a 12 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
It is magical.
Yes, that hits it, and you see it like shaking in the air, like it really hurt.
Good. That's what you just heard for killing Antrellis.
You stay where you are, Kimmy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay there.
So after Kimmy, Dustin, it's your turn.
I'm going to take a big swing at it again, I guess.
That's Dustin winding up.
Got 16.
You swing and miss.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
All right, after
That's it.
Dustin.
That's all I got.
So he swings, and his axe buries in the ground as it dodges, and then it's Bree's turn on the other side.
Oh, miss it.
You have advantage.
I know. 22.
22 will hit.
7 points of damage.
All right.
And let's do it again.
Roll
not.
again. Go for that natural 20.
Oh, 25.
Roll just in case. You could crit with advantage.
Yeah, I know. I'm just...
So it would be 7 damage. So let's see.
No, I didn't.
All right, so that's
So the 25 hits, so 7 points of damage.
Yep. All right, so it's it's kind of spinning now in the air, and kind of angry that you guys did this. So it disengages and it flies 30 feet up into the air over your heads.
No, I don't think it does.
Why, Dustin?
I don't know. I just think
Don't we?
it comes back down. It's like, wait, that was a bad move.
Hold on.
So yeah, so it just spins, and then it hovers upward 30 feet.
Would we get opportunity attacks?
Well, because it
No, it
disengaged.
disengaged.
Oh, it disengaged. Okay.
Yeah,
It's a smart, horrible creature.
it is a
Well,
smart.
it is mostly a brain.
Actually, it's a creature now with 2 brains, technically.
Ugh.
All right, so yeah, so it's 30 feet up above, like sort of pivoting around, kind of eyeballing all of you. And then it is Rustler's turn.
Oh, I see how it is. All right, so Rustler makes the woodpecker noise at it angrily, and he throws the grapple hook back up to the top of the building if he can.
All right, yeah, make me just like dexterity roll or acrobatics if you want to toss it up on the roof.
Oh, acrobatics would help, so
Yeah.
we'll go with that one. Hell yeah.
So you swing it around and toss it up on the roof, and you feel it catch.
Okay, would that be my action, or is
Yes.
that full round?
That's your action.
Okay, yeah,
You can
I climb up there, and that's what I get to do.
make me an athletics check.
Okay. Athletics, I am really good at that.
That's good enough.
As you can-
Yep.
Oh,
Rustler
okay.
climbs up, and you get up to the lip of the roof, which the top of the tree fort is 30 feet, so you're basically now kind of looking at it next to it. So you'd be just up on top of it here. We'll say right there as you climb up. And
As a reaction, I obviously signal everybody to get up here.
it pivots around and just kind of fully looks at Rustler on the roof. All right, Kimmy, what do you want to do?
Well, she sees Rustler motion for everybody to get up there, and then she looks at her wimpy arms and is like, ah. So instead, she's going to reach down, get some more pebbles, cast Magic Stone again, and just keep flinging stuff with her sling.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
You,
13
it clatters off the side of the tree fort.
crap.
All right, after
Let's do
Kimmy,
this thing.
do you want to stay where you are now that it's not next to you?
No, I'll stay there.
Okay. So after Kimmy goes, Dustin, it has flown up and is hovering at eye level with Rustler.
Can I throw a javelin at it?
You can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I wish I could catch it.
Maybe you could. I got an 8.
Yep. So you throw the javelin, and Rustler right below your feet at the edge of the roof, it and kind of sticks into the side of the tree fort.
Okay.
Dustin, do you stay where you are?
Can I? So, wait. Is it if I climb up? Can I? Is it swingable from there or not really?
Not currently, but you'd be closer to it if it got next to anybody else.
I think for now I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. All right. So after Dustin is Bree.
I'm gonna take a shot at it with my longbow, and I'm gonna miss.
All right.
Crap.
We need it back on the ground.
It wasn't helping even on the ground.
We were doing a little better. Because I'd get 2 shots if I could use my short sword.
All right. So it has pivoted and it's sort of looking at Rustler, and this blast of icy blue energy shoots toward Rustler from it.
Oh boy.
So I need to make a ranged spell attack. Gets a 20 as Rustler is hit with this icy energy, and will take 7 points of cold damage,
Ow. Okay.
and your speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. Or the start
Okay.
of my next turn. Let's see.
I can live with
Yeah,
that.
until the start of my next turn. All right, so yeah, so you guys see this icy, and Rustler's like, kind of gets a chill.
Chilly.
Kind of flies over your heads over this way a little bit, kind of eyeing the lay of the land. And then it is going to be Rustler's turn.
Okay, so my memory's a little hazy here because it's been a while.
Mhm.
But didn't the Crazy Bob have a crossbow that he was shooting us with in his hut?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Would Rustler remember? Was it in that room where he was hiding, or is it down where we were at?
It's in the room. He didn't take it up with him. He bolted.
Okay. I will attack by throwing my dagger at it.
Okay.
I'll do that first. And then just pull up the dagger again. Since there is no one within 5 feet of me, does it have to be sneak attack? You have to be a melee attack or within the first increment of the ranged attack, right?
I think you have to have like an ally threatening it for sneak attack.
Well, I got swashbuckler. So for swashbuckler, it says you can also, on top of the normal way sneak attack, you don't need advantage on the attack roll if there's no creature within 5 feet of you that's an ally.
Okay.
And if you don't have disadvantage.
Okay, so you would get sneak attack on this attack.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you do for ranged attacks or not. It's just... So, throwing my last dagger. 16 probably misses.
You just barely skates underneath it as it flies up a little higher real quick.
Okay, that's fine. It was just hoping maybe it would hit. He, as a cunning action, uses a dash. So he moves downstairs, and then he uses the rest of that dash to find that crossbow and whatever bolts he can in that move.
Okay.
So that'd be like 40 feet movement?
Yep. Yeah, so you would find it pretty quickly. It was kind of dropped at the bottom of the ladder when he climbed up to get away. And his little case of bolts, there's like 10 bolts left.
Okay. I will write that down.
Okay. So, Kimmy, what do you want to do?
I take a big breath and exhale, focusing on this thing, and I'm gonna start swinging my sling, and I'm gonna sling another magic stone at it. 23 to hit.
That will hit.
Nice.
You hit it right in the underbelly after it dodged the dagger. It didn't see it coming.
It's going to be max damage, 11 bludgeoning damage.
Wow.
Nice.
From that magic stone.
It's not dead, but those of you on the ground, you see it kind of spin and almost lose control and come down, but it kind of rights itself about after a 5-foot kind of plummet. But it definitely looks seriously injured.
Now I'm going to run ahead of it a little bit.
Okay. So, after Kimmy is Dustin.
So it's still like up in the air, right?
Yeah, it's like 25 feet up now because it kind of dropped a little bit from that hit.
Okay, I'm going to take my last javelin and hurl it at it. It's the last, so hopefully, good throw. Oh no, a 15.
So you throw it. Kimmy, you kind of do that whole like stand still and watch where it's going to land as it goes up and arcs back down and kind of thuds about 15 feet behind you.
Oh, thank God.
Can I run to where the javelin landed?
Sure.
So you said it's like 15 feet behind Kimmy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I can only get to like there, so maybe not. I'm gonna run over here though.
Okay.
And on my next turn, maybe I'll go pick it up.
All right, Bree, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna take a shot with my longbow again. 24.
That will hit.
10 points of damage.
All right, so this thing, it dropped 5 feet when Kimmy hit it with the stone, and it looked like it was kind of starting to pivot and look kind of out into the distant wood, and just as it kind of starts to move away, your arrow goes through it, and it lands in the tree, and then falls to the ground, like here, as it looked like it was going to dart away, because it was really hurt and injured by Kimmy's attack. And it just sort of plops to the ground, and the little sack at the back is like... it splatters.
I don't know if you want that arrow back, Bree.
Good. I'm good. No thanks.
So is it just like dead?
It's just lying there, like, twitching, and like...
Oh.
Dustin will take his axe and finish that off. Crunch.
It makes this little, like, sound as Dustin just chops it in half.
No.
I'm gonna like put on some gloves out of the pockets of my pajamas, and I reach down. I'm gonna take the remains. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna yell up to Rustler. Is there a bag in the treehouse or something?
Take it.
I'm currently in the treehouse, so I assume I can still hear you because you yell it.
Mm-hmm.
And after quickly grabbing this and hearing you just say that calmly, I assume the threat has been handled. And I believe there were just papers and books there, and I took most of that stuff, and there was
like this collection on the wall that was like all pinned with like string running between things.
Yeah.
He was trying to figure out a puzzle.
There's no if there's no containers from a quick glance. I got a container, so Rustler will go back down his grapple, and he'll hand Kim his basket.
Oh, thank you. I just plop the remains right inside. Like,
Why are we taking that with us?
my dad can check up on it. He knows all sorts of creatures. Maybe he knows what this thing is. Maybe.
When it starts smelling.
No.
Actually, I have a sack. Do we want to put it in the sack instead?
Just move it from the basket to the sack. Okay.
The basket's kind of dripping.
Rustler does, for the rest of his travel, if we're heading back, he spends the rest of the time cleaning out his basket. He has soap and everything, so he's...
Nice.
Jeanette,
Yes.
can I recover my javelins that I have thrown?
So it's pretty easy to recover the one that you threw over Kimmy's head.
Okay, so that's one.
Just make me an athletics check to climb up Rustler's rope and extract the javelin that's embedded in the tree fort.
Do not do that.
Oh no!
I like to imagine Dustin climbed up there and he started grabbing at it and he just like lost footing and now he's like hanging from the javelin.
See, I also think there were two more from last session that I threw across the canyon. One of them might have fallen into the canyon, but I did hit him with the other one. So I'm wondering if that one's in the tree fort.
Do you want to go back in and look for it?
Or is it
Yeah.
still in a trellis?
Oh no!
No, I mean, if it's in trellis, I'll just grab it. But if I don't see it, I will try to get into the...
And Trellis was not running around with a large javelin sticking out of him. Maybe a couple of arrows, but
I'm
no,
gonna say my
no
arrows
javelin.
for sure.
Yeah, I would try to go back in the treehouse and find it.
If any of the projectiles are recoverable from the corpse, Rustler does have a handkerchief that he uses to clean them off before he gives them back to everybody.
So,
I don't need the pebbles, Rustler. It's fine. I can have many pebbles.
Yeah, he cleans the pebbles too.
Oh, thank you. You're
he
such a
has
gentleman.
collection now.
Are they shiny?
Probably. You can keep those. If you
I'll
want.
keep them if they're shiny.
They're shiny with the goo and oh.
So, Dustin, when you climb inside the fort, just make me a perception to see if you can find where Entrellis might have dropped your javelin in this mess.
Okay. Perception. 19.
There
Okay.
you go.
So, it's actually like stuck behind this sort of bin. It looks like he had probably pulled it loose and just dropped it. And as you move the bin, you kind of see inside of it, and it's like all these like random items. There's a couple of necklaces, a couple of rings. There's like a flower pot. It looks like there's still dirt residue inside, but somebody pulled out the plant. There's like somebody's cooking apron. There's a collection of like nice like sewing tools and a little sewing kit. There's like a half collected tinkerer's kit. It's like all these just odds and ends and rare items, like just random items in this bucket sitting next to your javelin.
Does anything look valuable?
Taking a quick look, everything looks like kind of like regular everyday, like, you know, nothing like expensive, but you're kind of like flip over the tinkerer's kit and you notice it's like got markings of Kimmy's dad.
I was gonna say, I think the stuff belongs to people in town, and he's been stealing it free.
Yeah, you.
Well, I say we take it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell the rest of the group. I'm like, here's some stuff. Let's bring it back.
We might get rewards for returning some of it.
Maybe
Oh, it's a good idea.
we could, if it's not too late or early in the morning, I guess we could like go around like Santa Claus and drop it off at their houses before everybody wakes up.
Who?
No, I think they should know we brought it back.
Okay.
Money.
Yeah, we do need money to adventure.
So, whoever has the best investigation in the party can roll with advantage for me.
Are we looking at the puzzle? Because I was going to ask about
No.
the like.
It's not the puzzle yet.
Okay.
I only have 1.
I actually have a 2 for insight, which I find weird.
No,
but
investigation.
Investigation.
I have a
proficient.
-1, so no.
I'm proficient, but my intelligence is 8, so it's +1.
I have a 1. Yeah.
So anybody who's got a 1 can roll with advantage. You guys can decide who amongst the one. So it's everybody but Dustin.
But we have to decide before we roll.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
One
I don't
person
care.
gets to do it.
I think Kim.
Okay.
Because of all of her crappy rolls, you think she's due?
Yep.
I don't know. We all had some pretty crappy. There you
17.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gonna tell us what you figured out?
Nope.
Oh.
Just gonna make
They
a
were-
note.
They were murdered by the butler in the white room with the candlestick.
Kimmy will use mold earth to create a pit in the ground.
Ooh.
And she's gonna bury and trellis there.
Easy Bob.
Yeah. Crazy Bob, yeah.
Hmm.
And she'll use mold earth to back over.
All right. So Crazy Bob's just sort of down into the hole. His face upturned toward the sky. One eye still looks almost like it's twitching in death.
Poor Crazy Bob.
You see, I pulled out a spade, but I quickly put it away.
No, I got it. Don't worry. Does anybody have any words to say about Crazy Bob?
He was a pain in my butt.
Seconded.
Rustler opens his mouth, and you hear Crazy Bob in the distance say, "Get the hell off my property! You're not going to get me!" Or whatever he said.
That's how he would have wanted to go.
And Arenol flies over and lands on Dustin's head and goes, "Murder, murder, murder," and sort of ghostly like nuzzles Dustin on the head. Murder, murder.
We found your killer. I pat him.
He kind of goes
Through
almost
him.
Through him. It's really creepy. Like, okay. So, Dustin, you said you wanted to go and look at the.
Yeah, I mean, I want to look at it, but I think I would go to the party and be like, what do you guys make of this? It's kind of weird looking.
Rustler has his white gloves on, and he like tightens them a little bit, and he goes to investigate it. Is this like a medicine check on this thing, or is it like an Arcana check?
I would say this is the wall of all the strings and like the lines
Yeah.
running.
Oh, I thought it was the horrible creature in the
No,
pit.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wall with the strings and the
Okay.
the like crime scene esque.
Then I pull out my magnifying glass and I start looking at it.
Okay.
Rustler is everything.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff. Is this investigation?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess I'll look at it too.
I see red. I see red string.
You do see a lot of red
I
strings.
guess I will also look.
Yeah, because we suck.
Oh,
Yay!
Detective Kimmy.
So,
Well, it's better than all of our scores.
Mhm.
so Kimmy, you see like all these notes, and you see some like names of people in town. You see like strings. Some of them dead end and have like question marks written on parchment where they dead end. You see like in quotations, possible cultist. And then there's at the other end, so there's like all these names and all these strings that kind of run to the middle, like, and there's a piece of like yellow fabric kind of attached in one spot too, and it's like, proof, we're here. and there's a raven's feather tacked up, and it's sort of tied by string to that. And there's a note in parchment. It's like, being followed. Can't let them find me. And on the other side, there's a note about haven't had the guts to check the castle yet. Is the only place in the valley I haven't been. I don't want them to get too close. And sitting on the floor looking up below you there is like his little poppet. Remember he had his little stuffed like doll thing? It looks like he dropped it and it kind of rolled across the floor and landed. And it's just lying there like looking up at the ceiling.
Oh, just like him. What does the doll look like?
It's like this little ratty doll made of like cloth and like stuffing material, and it's just kind of strange looking.
Okay.
Do you want to make would you like to make me like an Arcana check on it now that you see it?
Sure. That's 16.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I have a gnome ability. When I make a check related to magic items, alchemical objects, or technological devices, I can add twice my proficiency bonus to it.
Do it.
So my proficiency bonus is +3. So like a +3 to what that is, I guess.
So 19.
All right.
Yep.
So you kind of pick up and sort of take a quick look at this little poppet, and you realize that underneath, like the little cloth outfit it has on it, it's kind of inscribed with little markings, and they're arcanic in nature. You think that this little thing could be used to like sort of see through its, like it could be almost like an alarm. It can warn you if something's coming, and you can also use it to kind of protect yourself, kind of like as a ward against things hurting you.
Okay.
And attached to it is a ring.
Oh.
That you look at it, and it also has magic sigils. You're not exactly sure what the ring does, but it's definitely a magic ring.
I guess I will slip the ring off the doll.
Okay.
If I can. I'll just sort of show everybody the ring.
Just don't put on the...
Oh, no, I'm not going to put on the ring. Screw that.
Okay, we know what it does.
You can see Rustler's interested, but he's being very polite and not just nabbing it from you. He's resisting his instinct.
And I'll take the doll, and I guess I will like put it in my pajama pocket, just so like its arms and its head are sticking out of my pocket.
Okay.
Like it's a little rider.
Kangaroo in the pouch.
Yeah.
You also notice
Kimmy kangaroo.
You also notice when you pick up the doll, there's a cluster of other items kind of piled up. There's a small magnifying glass, a little steel mirror. There's an hourglass that's kind of tipped on its sides, kind of stuck in the corner between a floorboard and the wall. And there's like a merchant scale kind of underneath a piece of cloth. And it looks like it's, you know, like it's got like weights at one end that he's been using to weigh something. And there's also a small box, and it's got about 15 sheets of parchment left, and he's got like 7 bottles of ink kind of next to it. That it looks like the parchment he's used to scrawl his notes and everything like that.
Okay.
Jeanette, is there any information about his wife here?
Give me an investigation check, Dustin.
Okay. Investigation.
Ooh. So, looking around, because you're not exactly sure, like, you guys weren't sure, like, the wife's name and stuff like that, but you kind of take a closer look again at this stuff, more specifically looking, and, you do find, like, some notes kind of toward the bottom of the wall, and they're a little bit older, and one of them's scribbled on it, and it says, took sick very soon after, the yellow-robed visitors came, passed away within the week, and then there's like a string to something else in it, and it says, did she really die, or was it a ruse? Is she gone? I'm still looking. Her body wasn't in the grave when I went again to find her. And it just kind of goes to one of those blank parchments that's like got a question mark on it. Like he never resolved what happened.
Wow. It's pretty wild.
Do you show this to the rest of the party?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be like, hey guys, look at this note about his wife. And then after we look at it, I'd be like, oh no, where's Crona?
Oh, yikes.
Rustler looks really concerned, and he goes back outside to the mound of dirt that he was in, and he pulls out his shovel and he starts trying to dig him out.
Okay. So Rustler is going to spend a little time digging Entrellis's body back up.
Mm-hmm.
While he's doing that, Dustin would be like, Crona, it's safe. We killed the thing.
You don't get a response from the woods.
Oh no.
Murder!
Well, he's gone. Can't save him.
Make a perception check while you're out there, though.
Oh my god, are we gonna get attacked again? 13.
You see, you think just a second, like movement on the other side of the ravine.
It's a yellow robe.
You didn't catch sight of like any person moving, like you just see like the trees kind of moving on the other side.
I will point this out to maybe someone, like maybe Bree. She's a woodsy person.
Yeah.
Like, hey, did you see that movement over there?
Yeah. Let me just check something real
Also,
quick.
I'll say, they can't get us. The bridge is broken.
Good thinking.
No. It was an accident.
So,
Oh.
can I go out there and look myself?
You want to go out to the edge and see if you can see anything over there?
Yes, and because it's in the woods, I have advantage
Okay.
on my perception check.
Cool.
22!
All right.
Hey.
So you go out to the edge and you kind of look back over at the other side. So you kind of go over here and look. And at first you're like, I don't see, and you can just barely make out, like at the edge of your vision, you see this fluttering yellow cloth disappearing into the trees heading away from you.
I really don't like those yellow robes.
It's not a good robe for sneaking around.
It's not. It's true.
All I can picture right now is the village and the yellow being the safe color.
See? It's safe.
No one?
Yeah, if you want worms in you.
So,
Well,
Rustler takes a little time, which the rest of you, while Rustler's digging, could take the effects of a short rest, unless someone wants to help him.
Nope.
yeah, I'll go down and just freaking mold earth for Rustler.
Okay.
It's like, I got it. You don't gotta worry. Thank you, though.
So all the earth just molds away, and there is Entrellis's dirty corpse lying in the ground. You see one eye is covered in dirt now, but the other is still open looking at you, like those big bobbly eyes you guys have.
Mm-hmm. Rustler nods to Kim, and he pulls out one of his flasks of oil that he normally uses for a lantern. He throws it in there and lights it.
And
Okay.
Entrellis's body begins to burn in the hole.
Okay, so in case it wasn't obvious, Rustler's thinking maybe the wife is a zombie or something. He doesn't want him turning into a zombie too.
We did fight zombies earlier, so it's not a bad
That's-
call.
That's a good precaution.
Mhm.
Kim will go down and say a prayer to Salune as the body burns. Little simple thing.
I was going to ask, is there any way, and I don't even know what it is, to make some symbol of Salune to like put as like a grave marker? I'm thinking like a cross, but I don't know if that's appropriate or accurate for...
You think maybe you could try to carve like it's like the moon. It's sort of like the full moon.
Or maybe gather some rocks
Mm-hmm.
if it's a full moon and put that in the dirt.
Yeah. Because the moon and the stars would be appropriate for Salune.
So maybe gather some nice rocks and leave like a imagery of Salune.
Yeah, actually, you take a couple of the rocks and you kind of scuff like 2 of them to look like eyes, and you lay them kind of side by side like 2 eyes, and then you find 7 other like as white as you can find rocks, and you place them around it, kind of all around, so it's like 7 stars surrounded by the 2 eyes.
Okay,
and you kind
I'm
of
into
leave
it.
that, and that
Okay.
is, as from what you've learned, with your time, like in some study of the religion, that that is kind of her
Going
symbol.
to church on major holidays.
Yeah, that's kind of her symbol that people would
Right.
recognize.
I'm into it. Do we know Anchelis's last name?
Bob, first name crazy.
CB.
Last name Bob.
I was gonna say the only other thing I would do is take like maybe a bigger rock and like try to chisel the initials. Anchelis. Just I don't know. It's like marking a grave, I guess. I don't know how important that actually is to these people, but or maybe he wouldn't want anyone to know it was him. I don't know.
Just roll me a just a straight intelligence check to see if you remember it.
14.
So you do remember that at some point when he was a simple traveling salesperson, he was known as Entrelis Veragus.
Okay, it's just is it a Anchelis is with a E?
An A, so
An
A.
A. AV. I'll do that.
He's the founder of the AV Club.
That's right. And then I'll just leave that.
So you guys, while you do this stuff, you can take a short rest.
Yep.
So you could spend
Nice.
hit dice and stuff like that if you wanted to.
And we can spend as many hit dice as we
As we want.
or well, like because up to 3, right?
You can spend it how your third
Or 3rd level.
Are you still 3rd level?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I am.
Okay, just checking.
No, we're 6th level.
Yeah. Oh, 20. Cool. I have.
And
Alright.
so Rustler, while you guys are waiting, why don't you give me a religion check on the notes that you collected?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're not making heads or tails of this.
Rustler's kind of an atheist, so. To the Great Wastes.
Kimmy is back up to max. There you go.
And you add your con modifier to it, right?
Yes.
Yes. I didn't need to.
Yeah. So Rustler, you can tell that these notes have some kind of like religious incantation or importance, but you're like, I don't know.
I hand him to Kimmy. She's a magic user, so I assume she knows something about religion.
I'll try my best. Yeah, I haven't really read up on religion. Mostly fruits and berries, other stuff.
So the most you kind of get out of this, Kimmy, is you think that it's something to do with putting a spirit to rest, but the steps are kind of like muddled, like it's all kind of confusing.
Okay. Interesting. I will take the yellow cloak fragment from the board.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tuck that into my pajamas as well, just like right next to the old doll.
It's a good thing that Kimmy keeps a lot of things in her pajama pockets. That's for sure.
It's true. There's cookies in there, rocks.
Well, it's the Girl Scout preparedness, right? Like,
Exactly. I wouldn't have all these badges if I didn't. You know.
Right.
It's true.
She actually has everything in duplicate. One in clothes and one in her pajamas.
I like to think when we were using our short rest to heal, Rustler uses what's left of his medicine kit to bandage everybody and try to make everyone look as tidy as he can.
Okay.
Yeah. Kimmy also points out to everybody the note that says something about the castle. I don't know, guys. What do you think about that?
Dustin says, "Well, if we're adventurers now, I think it's time we visit a castle."
That's true.
Ravenloft?
I'd rather not.
Me too.
I do think we should locate our friend Crona. He seems good at the supernatural and killing them. You see the way his sword lights up on fire? That's pretty cool.
It is.
That when he saw that thing, I saw him just sort of all the fire inside him went out. That little shadow thing disappeared, which isn't a bad thing, but
I was gonna say he's fearful.
Well, maybe we found what that thing is afraid of. And Crona too. We should keep it, and if it ever gets out of hand, we'll be like, look at this!
I would never condone that, but Dylan might. Okay.
So, you guys rest.
Mm-hmm.
And Kimmy, after you rest for the hour, you actually notice that you recognize more of the doll's properties since you kind of rested and it sat with you.
Oh, attunement. Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
So you have attuned to this little doll. So what you know about it is... Back to my notes. Alright, so now that you've spent a little time with it, you realize that while you are attuned to it and either holding or wearing the little moppet, you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened by the type of creature it protects against. So this text protects against aberrations.
Okay.
In addition to that, let's see. If a creature of that type is seen by the moppet, and the moppet has dark vision and a perception of 12, it alerts you with a silent mental alarm, which wakes you up if you are asleep. And once per day, you can use a bonus action to present the moppet to a creature of the type, and it protects you against it. You gain the benefits of Sanctuary, a will DC 11, for 1 minute against creatures of that type.
Wow.
Okay.
Didn't do Entrellis much good, though.
Yeah, but you guys weren't aberrations. Or were you?
I meant
How did that thing get into him, though?
Yeah, I'm talking about the creepy...
That's the really... Yeah, we want to make sure that doesn't happen to us.
It was just really sneaky.
Guess so. And the moppet didn't see it.
Or he didn't have the moppet when the thing got inside him.
It's true.
That's possible.
He's been carrying that baby for a long time.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Dead people don't need things.
Well, if after we rest, what time is it now?
So now it's kind of getting like it's sun starting to come up. You guys have spent the whole night out and about and doing this. Does anyone else want to try to decipher the notes that Kimmy and Rustler are having trouble with?
I could give it a shot.
If the barbarian figures it out, this would be great.
It's a religion?
Yes.
You are the most religious of us.
No.
Oh, never mind.
This is very confusing. You may have to consult the priest to see what exactly is going on here.
Crona did run towards the temple.
Well,
So,
Crona ran...
that direction.
Crona actually ran south.
Oh.
He didn't run toward town or anything. He ran the other way into the woods.
He's running off the map.
I think we should go find him.
Yeah, we could look around.
So you guys decide to go hunting for Crona?
Yeah.
I don't want to leave him out in the woods.
Okay. So once you've rested, you collect yourselves. The sun's starting to come up, so it probably would be easier to find him at this point. And you guys head into the trees to figure out where he went. So if someone wants to make a survival check to try to track him down...
Can I give advantage by helping?
You can. You can give... Ooh, look at that.
Oh, well.
I guess we're good.
Yeah, I guess we're good.
I already get advantage because it's still in the woods and it's a wisdom-based check.
There you go.
All right, so you do pick up Crona's trail very easily. And you follow it into the trees. And he's got a bit of a lead on you now because he bolted a while ago. So you guys follow his trail for about 45-50 minutes. And it kind of follows this ravine until the ravine kind of comes up and it meets again. And and then he kind of went into a grove of like trees, and then his footprints just stop.
I look up in the trees.
Make a perception check.
Ripping pepperoni Crona.
11.
You see a scimitar wedged in the trees above your head.
Crona, you can come down now. We killed the brain thing.
No one answers you.
I got a 22 for perception.
Yep, you he can kind of see it. You definitely see like the scimitar is embedded in the trunk of the tree.
That's it.
About 15 feet up the tree.
I got a nat 20, and that's all I get.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to climb the tree and get it?
Sure.
You want like athletics?
I do.
Oh
my God.
Man.
All right, so you climb up to it. Now, do you want to give me an athletics to pull it out, or like your javelin from before?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm gonna fall on my ass.
No,
Oh,
that's
13.
good enough. You pull it loose, and when you do, a piece of cloth, shredded yellow cloth, like hits you in the face that it was impaled on.
Oh no!
Damn it.
They're in the trees.
They took him. Now we really have to go to the castle.
Well, now we got to go to the castle. Oh my God. Crona is not. This whole thing has been really bad for Crona. Don't worry about it. And not just because he was kidnapped by cultists.
He did die.
He did die, exactly.
Died.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to suggest we go back to town and like actually sleep, but
I
We
was.
should-
Yeah.
we shouldn't leave Crona for another day. In
What
these-
about just 8 hours?
You also notice at this point, now that the sun's up, you look around, and Arenal is nowhere to be seen.
Well, of course, he's so
bird.
pale. Sunlight would cut right through him. Poor bird.
True.
How long is it to get back to town?
It'd probably take you about 2 hours now at this point, because you guys went further south.
And is the castle is town on the way to the castle?
Yeah, town is the castle's a little bit northeast of town.
So I can change out of my PJs.
That's actually a good point. Yeah, we should change out of our PJs.
We should, at least go back and get supplies and put on normal clothes.
Yeah. My dad can check out this creature.
So you guys collect yourselves up, and take Crona's sword, and you head back toward town.
Yeah.
Yes, so. Unless there's anything else here.
I take my rapier back, but I assume my daggers are lost forever. So I just accept they're not there. I mean, one went into the ravine, and the other one was when I was on top of the tower. So who knows where that was at.
You could have gotten at least one of them back. The one that went into the ravine went bye-bye.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there any other like notes? Is there like a ransom note?
No, there's no ransom note. No.
Oh
ransom
no!
note.
What if they put one of those brain things in Crona?
I saw your face, Jeanette. It's awful. Oh God.
That would never intentionally kill a character when that person is not here to play them. Intentionally kill the character.
Yeah, Jeanette wouldn't, but a evil person in a yellow robe might.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like that session of Chris Perkins' home game where one of the characters got beheaded when their player wasn't there.
Do they
Jeanette's
have vorpal
little-
swords?
Cool. I don't think Crona's dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so
Yeah.
I guess we'll go back to town. Kimmy suggests everybody stay with her since she has this moppet thing.
Mm.
We'd stop by like Dustin's house if we want beforehand.
Now,
grab his stuff.
Yeah, I'm staying at Kimmy's, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to Kimmy's.
you do pass close by the temple on your way back.
Oh, okay.
If you wanted to stop and speak to the priests about the notes and things that you found, that you guys aren't sure what they do. Father Grimble.
Now, on the board that Antrellis had, was the priest on there at all?
The priest was not. It was like there were notes about like the shopkeepers. It seemed like he was fairly certain the moneylender was involved in something. There was notes about the sheriff, but mostly those were that he didn't like him very much because the sheriff always bothered him coming to town and kind of chased him off with his deputies. But otherwise, it seems like he never really figured out who a cultist was, but he was suspicious of a lot of people.
Okay. But not the priest in particular. Okay.
No, you didn't see anything about Father Grimble.
Okay.
Were any of us up on there?
Actually, no, you weren't. There was like Kimmy's dad was kind of listed, and the and Councilman Murik was listed, and there was like notes about like the councilman's father, but then like there was a note about him being dead and his name was crossed out.
Okay.
So.
Then yeah, I guess we'll talk to the priest and see if he can make heads or tails of this stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
All right, so you guys go to the temple, and they've, as you get there, you remember when you were last here, it was littered with the dead bodies of the undead that had come in and killed the one acolyte, as Rufio made his escape. And, but they've cleaned up. It looks like they've been successful at carting most of the dead back toward the cemetery at this point. And he sees you coming, and he says, my friends, you look worn and exhausted. What are you doing? It's so early in the morning to be so tired.
Rustler just throws down a sack in front of him.
He takes a large step back.
That makes really gross, squishy noises.
Yeah.
He looks at the sack, and he looks at all of you, and he says,
Adventuring stuff.
I see.
Dustin lies down on a pew and tries to take a nap.
Rustler takes his blanket that he has and he puts it on you.
Oh, Dustin's like, thank you.
So Father Grimble moves back toward the bag, and he kind of lifts it open, and you know how it does, like that when it's kind of that icky, sticky, like parting, and he's like, oh! And he jumps away and backs away from the bag, and he's, oh. He goes and gets like a pole like they used to with the end to light candles, and he pushes the bag open again at a distance this time, and he's like,
yeah, so, you know Antrellis, the so this thing came out of his body.
what?
I make its noise. I make that skittering noise it made.
He swallows, and it's like,
Yeah, I know it's really early in the morning for this. I apologize.
I ate a little while ago. Oh, I'm fine. So, where is the poor man? Does he require our services? Oh,
not anymore, unfortunately.
You hear fire crackling.
Yeah,
he eyeballs Rustler.
we gave him a burial in the proper saloonite fashion.
Very good. He kind of looks more closely. He says, "This is, abhorrent. Oh,
It's gross. Yeah.
it is. I've never seen anything. Is that brain?
Don't look at it too closely. It's
Is that its brain? Is
yeah.
like,
It's
it
there's a
carries
brain. Yeah.
Okay. I'm.
Yeah.
What is going on in this town? Why? The dead? This creature?
I pull up the notes that Antrellis had. I kind of, me and my friends couldn't really figure anything out about this, but I was wondering if you might, Father Grimble.
He happily looks away from the creature and takes the notes. He kind of goes and sits on the bench next to where Dustin is, like at the end of his feet. He fixes the blanket a little bit. And he starts kind of flipping through the notes, and he's like, interesting. I'm a little muddled. Haunt of Vengeance? What, Yes, so let's see, the site of the murder, Who's murdered?
Murder!
We think
crow murder.
Well, there was a crow. It's true. And we think it might be about Antrellis's wife, maybe.
Okay. It says this talks about laying of the victim to rest in sanctified soil, taking some of the sanctified soil and returning it to the place where their life was snuffed out, it should undo the dark energies that a life ending in such a violent way would bring about and bring into this world.
Okay.
I see.
No one took that flower pot, did they?
I mean, we took the box that had all the stuff in it. So
Okay.
I don't know if it was in there.
Yeah, all of the knickknacks were kind of in one bin.
Okay. Well, Father Antrellis, that was very helpful. Does it say a specific
Grimble.
location? Grimble. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired.
Yeah, it's okay, Kimmy. You should sit. You should all rest. We do have extra beds in the lectern if you want to, the rectory if you want to rest.
No, we should probably get back to my dad's house. He's probably worried. We kind of left like midnight.
Speaking of worried, we seem to have lost track of your dragon friend. He went to bed last night. He was mostly back to full strength after his ordeal, and he eyeballs Bree, like, nervously. But when they brought his breakfast this morning, the window was open, and he was gone. We haven't seen him. There were a bunch of raven's feathers on the ground. I don't know if maybe he got hungry overnight. I'm not
Ate a
really
raven?
sure. I mean, we didn't find a corpse or anything, but I mean, I don't know. But yeah,
That's usually a good sign.
Well, we've seen him since.
Oh, good. Thank goodness. I'm glad he's fine.
Well,
Yes.
not so much anymore.
What?
Wait, are you talking about an actual dragon or are you talking about Crona?
Crona.
Okay.
That'd be funny if we had a whole dragon in the church.
I thought you had like a dragon wormling that you guys found or something. I was
That'd
like,
be cool.
crap.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
So, he looks at Bree again, looks back at everybody else, and kind of pats Dustin's foot that's sitting next to him, and he says, where is he?
Don't know.
I mean, it was, we did just bring him back.
Yeah.
I know. We've
Rustler,
seen him. We've talked to him a little bit, and now he's missing again.
Rustler makes the sound of the woods.
Lost in the woods. Oh,
If anyone wants to elbow him in the ribs, you'll understand.
Crona's a pretty he's kind of a loner, so this happens sometimes.
okay.
But you don't have to worry about it. We'll make sure he's all right.
Well, I'll tell the acolytes when they're about their business to keep an eye out for him if that would help.
Okay.
Yes.
I can do that at least for your friend. I mean, we did.
I hope they're not cultists.
Just what?
Nothing.
All right. Can I help you with anything else before I go back about my business? And he looks back, like side glances at the bag.
Can I give him an insight check? Just cause.
Sure, you just Kimmy kind of like starting to get a little bit nervous about everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he seems you trust, confident that he's good. He seems really kind of grossed out by this thing you brought into the church, and you definitely get the feeling like he is concerned that Crona has disappeared.
Okay.
Considering what recently befell him.
I would give you a cookie before we go, but I don't have any left.
I'm gonna say you're out.
Yeah.
He says, my appetite's a little.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
You probably shouldn't have cookies for breakfast either, right?
well, I already ate breakfast, but I'm regretting that choice this early now.
Well, thank you for your help.
Rustler grabs the stack.
Thank you, Rustler.
It kind of like it's been in there a while. It's kind of got that like gross stain at the bottom now.
Oh,
and it
no.
left a little bit of goo on the floor.
Oh, no.
Seeing the goo on the floor, Rustler just ignores everyone else and starts cleaning profusely.
Oh, thank you very much, my friend. And he'll come over to Rustler and he pats you on the shoulder and he says, "My condolences on the councilman. I know that you served in to help take care of him and worked in his household."
He just politely bows in compliance. He understands.
All right, then. Well, here are your notes, and he hands you back the notes that you gave him. I don't know in what terms this goes to, but bury the body in sanctified ground, take the earth of the burial plot to the site of the death, and cast it over the place where they died, and put to rest the spirit, is the gist of what I get from this.
Is Dustin still sleeping over there?
You probably hear
You do.
Gently as possible, he goes to take the blanket off, if he can.
make a
I don't know if
sleight
he's
of
snuggled.
hand check.
I don't know if you snuggle with it or I don't know.
Dustin, make
No.
perception at disadvantage.
How are perception?
Rustler very gently tablecloths it like a magician, and Dustin is lying there with no blanket on.
In my deck of cards, I leave Ace of Spades that has a Ravin on it on the bench, and we go.
God.
Dustin is sleeping on the bench as Rustler walks away.
Father Grimble had a cart, right?
They did have a cart, yes.
Can I ask him if we can take it just so we can carry Dustin without waking him up?
You guys can wake up Dustin.
I wish. Yeah, we'll just wake up Dustin. Never mind.
I grab my card then.
Dustin groggily gets up and he's like, "Is it time to go?"
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Don't worry. When we get back to my house, we can have milk and cookies and breakfast, and we can go to sleep, and it'll be nice.
Yeah, sleep. Sleep is good.
All right, so you guys leave. You head back. The sun is now up. It's a beautiful morning. There's a nice little breeze. There's some nice clouds in the sky. You make your way back, and it takes you about another 40 minutes or so to get back to town. And everybody's up and about.
Mm-hmm.
The regular hustle and bustle. You see some people coming out of the general store having bought some items. You see a couple of the farmers who came to get some things are heading back toward the farms and stuff like that. And you passed a few on the road. The kids are kind of up and already playing before they have to go off to their lessons. You see Leary, who kind of runs up and she's like, "Hi." She's like, "Oh, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. How are you guys doing?"
Pretty good. And I'm glad you're all right.
I didn't get caught at all. My dad and mom didn't even know I left the house.
Nice.
I give Dustin a little pat. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
They did say something about Bree stopped by to visit in the middle of the night, and she waves at Bree.
Yeah, because I'm the reason why she didn't get caught.
It's true.
She looks at Rustler. She's like, "Hi, Rustler." And Rustler, you've seen this little girl around town. Her name's Leary. She's just this cute little precocious, sweet little girl. She's all dressed up in a little jumper, and she's like, "Hi."
He gets down on one knee and goes to greet her. Like, he has his hand out so she can, like, shake his hand.
She does the whole, like, little kids that don't know about shaking properly. She takes it with the same side hand, and she kind of swings it back and forth.
Aww.
Like,
When she lets go, one of the pretty stone, or not the pretty stones, those that are covered with mucus, one of the little shiny things in my trinket stuff is in her hand.
"Oh, I got a treasure. Oh, thank you so much." And she kind of gives you a hug. And then she says, "Okay, I'm gonna go. You guys look really exhausted, and so I'm not gonna keep you. But I want to know everything about when you figure out what happened with Arenal and all that. Okay, but just don't tell my mom and dad."
Yeah, of course.
"Okay, all right."
Rustler puts a finger up to his beak.
She's like, "Shh, yeah, it's a secret." Okay, guys, bye. Dustin, no, don't fall down, Dustin. You look.
Oh no.
She's like, she
good.
pats you on like the shin,
Oh,
and she's like,
yeah.
"You really should get him to bed. He looks really tired." "Okay, I'm gonna go
So
now."
tired.
She puts a little trinket in her pocket and she bolts off after the other kids who have disappeared up the street playing tag. You guys make your way to Kimmy's house?
Yes.
Yeah, along the way, I'll elbow Rustler and I'll say, I think she likes you. She likes ravens a lot.
Rustler's feathers are like, they shudder a little bit, almost like a blush, and he makes the sound of a kitten meow again.
Oh.
Alright, so you guys get back to Kimmy's house.
Mm.
And as you come up the street, you see a small, older gnome sitting on the porch. And he's like tapping a stick on the porch. And he just makes eye contact with Kimmy as she's walking up the street.
Hi, Dad.
You're in trouble.
He does the whole thing where he goes from tapping it on the porch to tapping it on his hand.
Oh no.
Does Dustin see this?
Oh yeah, you guys. He's just like not hiding it. He's sitting and like looks like he's just patiently waiting.
Dustin's like, all right, I'm going home now. Bye.
Immediately seeing the master of the house, Rustler does a butler bow, where he just has his hands on his sides and bows.
He sees me, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's looking from you to Kimmy, and he looks at Rustler when he bows, and he gives him a nod. And
Rustler's like right next to Kimmy too, almost like a bodyguard.
Nice.
He does crack a small grin as Dustin sort of pivots 90 degrees and starts walking the other direction away.
I give them that box of like all the trinkets. I don't know if I was carrying it, but
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I think this was your dad's stuff, right? Okay, goodbye.
Kimmy, I think he like hands it to you, and you're just like, oop.
Does Kimmy's dad like me?
Oh yeah. Joe Tenth, he likes you very much. He wouldn't let you live in his house if he didn't like you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't live. I stay in the house.
Right.
Yeah.
I live there.
You're kind of a almost permanent house guest. But yeah, so he stands up, he straightens his shirt, dusts off the back of his pants from where he was sitting, and he's like, good morning.
Hi, Dad.
Hello,
Morning.
Kimbaria.
That voice, I like it. I sort of just walk forward with the box of stuff, and I go, "Got some stuff for you, Dad. Look."
Were you sleepwalking last night and treasure hunting in your sleep?
Yeah. I mean, I know that happened to you when you were younger, so I have,
So, we have undead in the town, and then we have all this drama, and then I wake up to find my Kimbaria and Bree, who were sound asleep in their beds when I went off to sleep, not in their beds anymore.
Yeah.
I'm older than him.
It's true.
He doesn't seem to care about that at the moment. Because he's giving you both a very stern look. He looks at Kimmy like eye to eye, or kind of down a little because he's up on the step, and he looks up at Bree, same strict dad expression.
I'm not. Doesn't bother me.
At this point, Rustler's like, he had the bow, but he holds it. Like, he just feels like almost like a servant that failed his job kind of thing. Even though he's not his servant.
Yeah,
I'm unfazed by his dad face.
I'm sorry if I made you worry, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to.
Well, you know, this could have been easily resolved if there had been a note on the table saying that something interesting came up.
Yeah, I
Didn't have time for notes.
forgot about no.
We didn't have time for notes.
Well, you're lucky I didn't send Mortimer looking for you, let me tell you.
Hmm.
Because Sheriff Mortimer.
Yeah.
I considered it, but I thought I'd give you a pass on that. I almost told him, though, you find them and you bring them in and make them sit in a cell for a few hours and make them sweat it. Especially Bree, she's the troublemaker. And he smiles this time.
Hey!
He just smiles ear to ear at Bree. And he looks at Rust, like now he kind of pays attention that Rustler's still bowing, and he says, and he taps you on the shoulder with his stick, and he says, Rustler, that is a terrible position for your back if you remain that way. You'll have all sorts of problems as you get older.
He lurches back up, looks at him.
So, and he sits back on the stoop. And he goes, Dustin!
I turn around and I slink back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He'll feed you.
Yeah.
Oh,
My dad has all sorts of crazy machines that we can use to make breakfast.
oh, okay.
Yes. Come
I
on.
do.
Come on.
I do like food. Okay.
He gets up and walks in the front door.
I want you to know, I did not leave from this location last night, so I could not have left you a note, sir.
Dustin, you should consider next time coming back and leaving a note.
I will.
Anytime you plan to leave to go anywhere, I expect a note on my front door.
I will keep that in mind.
Dustin, Rustler's like,
I'm laughing.
I'll think about it.
It is the respectable thing to do, Dustin, as you know, I do worry very much about you.
Kimmy's shaking her head. Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm. Kimmy, stop agreeing with me. You're still in trouble.
Oh.
And then he pats you on the head, and he says, "All right, breakfast then, hey?" And he walks in the kitchen, and there literally are all these contraptions, and he sort of like he flicks this one thing, and this little flint and stone kind of spark at the same time that he kind of taps another like this kind of bellows thing, and the flame goes, and it lights up underneath the stove like instantly. And as soon as it does, it scares these chickens in a cage, and they immediately like cluck, and like you see them start laying eggs from just the startled, and you just see them like a little door opens at the bottom of the cage, and the eggs start to roll down, and as they kind of fall in, they land, and then there's like and they'll fall over and kind of hit this little like slicer, and it splits the egg clean, and it drops the eggs into a pan. And this little whisk on a like little motorized arm starts whisking the eggs in the pan as it's cooking. And he's like, oh, and he runs over as something looks like it's about to not work, and he kind of adjusts something. And you see like these little cups start kind of moving out along a track. And little fruit kind of rolls out.
He has a Rube Goldberg for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Very
Pee-wee's
gnomish.
Big Adventure.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like the whole shebang. And once he looks it over and sees everything seems to be working properly, he just kind of sits down and lights a pipe.
And as he's doing that, is there like a water pump anywhere or like a water source?
Oh yeah, there's like
You want to get cleaned up, don't you?
there's a basin in the corner, and it's got like this pipe that comes in, and there's a like not even just like a pump, it's got like knobs on it that you could turn. It looks like he's made some kind of plumbing.
Does it look like I could figure it out without assistance?
Yeah, you kind of go
Okay.
over and look at it, and if you turn one of the knobs, it flows water in.
Okay, I have a what was it? I think I have not a barrel. It's something to store water in, and he's going to start taking off most of his clothes, but not all of it. Just like the outer vest and like he doesn't really need an undershirt because he's a Kenku. So he starts washing his clothes, and if everyone starts getting out of their PJs and gets in the morning clothes and stuff, he actually goes to their room, gets their dirty clothes, and starts washing their clothes. And that's what Rustler's going to do probably this whole time before he goes to bed.
While you're doing that, Gerald like looks over and he goes, "Turn the other knob."
Turns the other knob.
So you hear like the flow of water, and then it like you see like this little spark light underneath the pipe where that one's coming in, and it like is a little flame at the bottom of the pipe that's heating the pipe. And at first the water's coming through cold, but as the pipe warms up, the water starts to flow through warm, and you get hot water coming through the pipe. And he puffs on his pipe and he's like, "Hot running water. I don't even have to go out and heat it up."
I elbow Rustler and I say, "Pretty cool, right?"
Rustler says in a random
Why I
male
stay
voice.
here.
Rustler says in a random male voice because I can't think of one at the moment. "Thank you." And he continues washing everyone's clothes.
So you guys are very quickly served like a nice breakfast and stuff like that. Like the plates sort of run out on a little belt, and the pan kind of like and eggs pour on a plate, and then it goes down, and eventually you have like a full breakfast served. There's fruit, there's eggs, there's some vegetables, there's some fresh squeezed juice.
Very nice.
Nice.
He says,
We like this every morning. It's pretty cool.
"I should have had Kimmy cook it from scratch for punishment, but that's not as much fun."
It's true.
So yeah, you guys are able to eat. You know, you have a nice breakfast. And Gerald is kind of looking around at each of you, and he says, "So I assume there's a story to go with this whole being out all night."
Yeah.
Up until now, I assume Rustler has kept the sack and not in plain view. Maybe not completely hide it, but make it not obvious. He leaves it up to Kimmy.
Oh yeah, Kimmy will start telling her dad pretty much everything. He's a pretty enlightened guy, I would say.
Even so, there's a bit of a overly concerned, like nervous look.
That's fair.
Especially as you get to the part about Entrellis and the thing that sprouted out of him. He looks just like eyes wide, kind of mouth hanging, like his pipe's kind of hanging out like it's going to drop. And he sort of puts it down, kind of taps it out. And your friend Crona is gone.
MIA.
Yeah, we think he might have been kidnapped by someone.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
I make the sound of ropes rustling. I look at Kim.
I motion to Rustler to get the bag out if he wants to.
Okay, he puts his gloves back on because I'm assuming he did those first, and they're dry. So he carefully, like, he makes sure that the dad realizes this isn't something that should be in the living room, and he opens it.
So he kind of looks at it. He gets up. He disappears into a side room. You hear like you hear drawers opening and closing. He comes back in and he is wearing like a belt with a bunch of like tools and things in the belt. He's got like these goggles kind of over the top of his head, and they like have all different lenses that he can flip.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of looks around. He moves his plates and stuff, just kind of shoves them into a bin that's alongside the table and kicks it, and it starts rolling away with his dirty dishes. And he kind of lays out like wax paper and just gloves, scoops it up and drops it on the table.
Rustler definitely helps because he doesn't need to worry about his clothes anymore. He seems completely fine now. Like before, he seemed very like, I need to stay clean. But the second his clothes, he doesn't have those clothes to worry about anymore. He just simply helps. He even probably gets some all over his chest, slime. He just doesn't really care.
Hot.
We just ate breakfast.
He looks down at it and looks at Brain. He's like, "Oh, sorry."
Just as always.
Poking around for more food.
He says, "Dustin, the icebox is in the corner.
Oh, thank you.
There's like all sorts of things in there you could get. There's some cold cuts and some other things that he has from the butcher."
Lots of meat.
If you want me to cook anything, I will.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
As Kimmy says that, you see Geraldine pull out like a razor, flip down his goggles, and kind of adjust and like cut into the sack where the brain was. And he just starts kind of dissecting it and kind of taking.
I leave the room.
Rustler's curious. He just sits there and tilts his head, like looks and has like his face sideways, so one eye's keeping a good eye on it.
Thing is very gross and unnatural, and Bree doesn't like that.
He tries to cut into like the shell, and he's like, He pulls out like this big set of like, it almost looks like a nutcracker, and he kind of goes at it like it's a big piece of lobster. And he's just like, crack.
Oh my god!
He just sort of.
Kimmy will take out like a little notebook or whatever and start like taking notes. Like if her dad like says stuff, she'll transcribe it.
Yeah, so he will. He talks about like he's like, the brain. This brain is not attached by anything that would make it. And it's the bigger like human-sized kind of pieces of brain. And he says, but it seems to draw the sac material, and you see him like pulling like pieces of the. He's like, it seems like it transfers energy from the sac to the creature. All right, correct. Pulls the chest cavity open and starts kind of poking around at the insides. Yes, it has an internal brain in the inner structure of it, and the claws are very sharp. Oh, look at the poison sacs, and he's like very carefully cuts loose, and like he's just putting out wax paper and like taking it apart. And he says, "I've never seen anything like this ever. Never before. No. This is poisoned. If rendered unconscious by this, you could be unconscious for hours. I don't think it would kill you, though. I mean, I'll have to run some tests." And he puts it like in a vial. And he says, takes a claw, and he's like, chomp, chomp, chomp.
Rustler isn't very good with this, but he is proficient in medicine. Would he know where whatever would make the chittering noise would be in this thing?
Sure. Make a medicine check.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
So, Rustler, you see as he has it cracked open, it's got like, where, like on a human, like it would have like a voice box, it's got like these little like mandibles that kind of, they look like they kind of rub against each other, and it's almost like a...
When he gets to there, I point it out and I make the noise.
He kind of like with his gloved fingers rubs them together, and it kind of... Yes. And he'll kind of try to remove them intact. He's looking at it, he says, I don't see any way for this to then turn around and sort of make another one of itself. This is like the larvae of something else put this here. So it comes from a different type. It doesn't seem to have any sort of reproductive abilities of its own. It's sort of the end stage of something else that did that to him.
Probably bigger and grosser.
And it looks like it used the host, this, he points in the other room where Bree went, "This crazy Bob," he says loud, to gestate itself. From looking at this, it seems it didn't need to break free. It seems that it was perhaps the scuffle you had with him agitated this creature to the point where it's panicked. And I take it this is his brain, because this is not its brain. It is a different brain.
That's what I was thinking too.
So it seems to have consumed it whole, because this other damage looks post-death damage. Like, it looks like... Did you throw it against something? Like...
Yeah.
I make the sound of the javelin hitting the side of the tower.
Oh.
But it also fell to the ground.
Yes, there's quite a bit of bludgeoning, like, impact damage to it. So something else did this.
Rustler
Those rocks.
tries his best to reenact the situation, because he heard all the noises, so he can make the noises, but maybe the physical reenactment part would be a little more difficult.
So Geraltanth will, like, he pauses and waits and, like, takes in everything Rustler does and nods.
He more like he maybe uses his hands, like shows like a guy on top of the tower, and I make the sound of him falling off the tower. Yeah. Point at Dustin's shoulder, even though it's not there anymore, or at the top of his head, and even though it's not there anymore, and go murder. And then Crazy Bob being like, "Oh, it's back! So you never take me alive," or whatever he was saying, whatever thing he's doing.
Geraltanth looks at Kimmy and says, I would pay for a show this one would put on. It's very
Me too.
very entertaining. Yes. Or if there was another show, he could do all of the background sound effects.
Holy work.
So I don't know what this is, but compared to this with everything else that has happened in town, and this is not good.
No.
I don't know. Were there any signs on the body that you could tell, like, this has happened to him? Like, this was...
Not that we saw. I don't think.
No, we didn't see anything on Crazy Bob that made it look like he was.
How
He's
Father Grimble said it might have been there for a while, I think, when we talked to him.
Well,
So
yes.
how long?
I mean, based on it, it looks like it's just a bid full grown. It doesn't seem like it would get any bigger. I think maybe it probably. I mean, he seemed to have been living comfortably with this inside him for, I would say, at least best guess 5 or so, maybe more years it was in him.
Years?
As he says, like, comfortably, I just do the noise. I don't act out this part of him being all like the "get out of my head" as he like was smacking his head against something. If I recall correctly.
Maybe not so comfortably then. No.
Maybe to reference psychological trauma. I don't know.
He makes a note and he says, "People bashing heads, sign of strange internal creature damage." So he says, "Well, I think that you all need some sleep."
Yeah, probably.
And
Dustin is sleeping.
I think Dustin made a
the table?
sandwich, and Dustin's sandwich is like one bite gone, and Dustin's sleeping next to his sandwich.
Yeah,
Well, you
but
went
he's
into
still
the-
eating it. He's like,
Rustler takes that very same blanket and puts it over top of him again.
Oh.
So Geraltanth says, I think, and he looks around at all of you, and then eyes focused on Kimmy. You probably want to run after and find your friend now. Because this is all not very good. And if he just poofed away into a tree, and you found that knife, sword thingamajiggy he carries, not good, no. But you're no good to your friend if you're exhausted, and he points at Dustin. Sound asleep while eating your sandwich.
munch.
That is no good. You need to sleep. I should go and talk to Mortimer and see what he thinks.
Who's Mortimer?
The sheriff.
Again? Wait, the sheriff is possibly in on this.
Maybe.
What?
Rustler takes out all those notes.
Oh my. Well then, maybe not. All right. Maybe we don't tell anyone yet. You sleep,
Yeah.
and I go over all of these papers, and he's like starting to already sort them. He moves around to the other side of the table next to Dustin. He kind of slides Dustin aside a little bit, and moves his sandwich, and he starts sort of fiddling with the notes and laying them out.
Dad, would it be all right if we slept in here with you?
In the kitchen?
Yeah, get sleeping bags.
I mean, you could sleep right in the sitting room next, right there. Bree
Oh.
is already looks comfy in there.
Okay.
I probably am
I'd
Yeah,
start-
starting to lose a little bit.
That'll work.
All right. But I will go over the notes that you brought back.
Thank you,
And
Dad.
he looks at the mess he made. He's like, I guess I should probably clean this up too.
No, I'll do that. It's fine.
All right.
Rustler's already cleaning it.
He said,
No, it's fine. It's fine. I got it.
He says, you. I like him. I could do all my things and my experiments, and then I could just go on to the next one, and he would just clean it up. That would be amazing.
Well,
If we have money, we can hire him. I hear he's looking for a job.
Rustler's head perks up. But then he quickly goes back down and continues working.
So,
Yeah, Kimmy will help clean up.
all right then. So yes, you all need to rest, and I will go through this, and we will see what we can do about finding your friend.
Before we all go to bed, I set up the moppet so it's sort of like in the corner so it can see the whole room.
Okay. So Geraldine gets down and walks into his workshop. He rolls a cart in, and he goes over to the chair where Dustin is sleeping, and he kind of looks at the chair, and he's like, and you see him take his stick that he had outside, and he puts it under one leg of the chair, and he just kind of pushes it under and gives it a little tink, just the right leverage, and the chair sort of tips sideways, and Dustin slides onto the cart.
Still sound asleep.
Yeah, and you see it kind of bow under his weight, and Geraldine kind of gets behind it and he pushes him into the other room where Bree is, and kind of rolls him in, adjusts the blanket that got a little tousled, pats him on the head, and takes a piece of lettuce out of his mouth.
I was gonna say, but what you didn't see is that when he did it, Dustin sleepily grabbed the sandwich and now is holding the sandwich like a teddy bear.
One last important thing Rustler's probably going to do before he makes sure everyone else is settled before he actually goes to sleep. Those centipedes initially from last session that we encountered, the giant ones,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're the only creature that bit Rustler. But he is very paranoid and concerned now that the thing that burst out of Crazy Bob possibly could have infected any of us here. So he's doing a medicine check on himself, I guess, to make sure that the centipede had no connection or whatever role that would be.
Okay.
And if anyone would allow him, he was going to do a medicine check. That's a little.
Well, you could do it on
personal,
Dustin.
so-
He's not going to notice.
It's true.
Okay.
And I won't stop you.
He would not.
Okay, that was me, I guess, or
Okay.
was that just everybody?
So that one's you. So you kind of check where you got bitten by the centipedes,
Mhm.
and the wound doesn't look infected or anything. You do a quick sort of check, kind of poke, look at it. Gerald Tanth kind of looks over your shoulder while you're doing it, and he's like, well, I don't think you'll lose the hand.
If you do, my dad can make a new one.
I'm working on, instead of just, it's sitting there, the appendages maybe will move.
It's pretty cool.
I can do with a prosthetic arm.
Hmm.
Oh, that'd be weird. Okay, but I guess Dustin next.
Dustin seems perfectly healthy and completely exhausted.
Okay. Then I guess the next one will be maybe Bree. Yeah, we'll go with Bree. She was like, yeah, sure.
She looks well off. She doesn't seem to be suffering any ill effects.
Yeah, I'm just checking physical. I'm not checking psychological.
Mhm.
So-
Yeah, Kimmy will let Rustler.
Oh well, he doesn't know much about knowns. So
Yep. Yep. So everybody looks fine, and even you really double check Dustin's wound because he got bitten and clawed by the creature itself. But
he was the one I was worried about.
Yeah, he seems to. It's even the poison. His bear-like physique seems to have just kind of burned off any poison that would have gotten in his system too. So yeah, everybody seems like they're in good health, if not completely worn out from their night's adventure.
Then I wish everyone good night, even though it's afternoon, and I'll.
It's like probably now like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
After Rustler gently neatly folds everyone's pajamas and his clothes,
Mm-hmm.
he roosts like an actual bird, where he just like sits down and just arms like kind of curl to his sides, and he just goes to sleep.
So when you guys all go to sleep, what nobody sees is Geraldine like gets a blanket and puts it over Rustler's shoulders, since he gave his blanket to Duston. And then he goes back to tinkering with his things and going through the notes as you guys sleep until next time. And we find out what happened to Crona.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, that's a good place to stop. We went a little longer because of technical difficulties. But, we will pick this up again in 2 weeks. Scott, if you're available, you are welcome to join us. Or Rustler can take a job working for Geraldine.
Sure.
I mean, both will work.
Mm-hmm. So, since we're coming to an end on this one, let's see who wants to talk about what they're doing outside of here.
Well, I guess once again on this channel, is it Tuesday? Are we doing this Tuesday, or is it?
It's gonna be the 19th. Is gonna be the first episode.
Okay. Yeah, we were gonna do. You know more about that, so I'll let you do that announcement. I'm on my channel, Scotty Hood, Scotty_H00D. I do Retroverse campaigns, which are like crazy 80s, 90s cartoon themed stuff from the 80s. Lots of neon lights and vector stuff and all that. And I also have my own campaign, Adventures with Tranquil Sea, where they're getting into both Spelljammer and Sigil stuff, Planescape stuff combined. So that's going to be interesting.
Excuse me?
Yes. That's going to be Saturdays at 7 Eastern.
If you're not watching, Dylan, you should be watching. I try to watch. So, and Dylan?
So I have some stuff to tell you all about. So this Thursday on the Greyhawk channel, I will be in a new campaign called Secrets of Castle Greyhawk, where I will be playing a dwarf cleric named Gundar Varkstone.
Ooh.
Nice.
I look forward to playing him.
Nice.
Every few Saturdays on twitch.tv/PowerScoreRPG, I also play in Sean McGovern's formerly Tomb of Annihilation game. We're not really sure what's going to be right now, with Scott and Jeanette, where I play Pleedleplopleena, my lovely Triton sorceress. So that should be fun next time we play. Trying to think other stuff. I think that's it for me. Thanks.
Dylan was on Power Score RPG last night. You can watch it on video on demand. He did a conversation with Sean about the full day of Stream of Many Eyes that they're having for D&D right now.
Literally, like a minute before we went on air, they announced a new adventure, and I lost it.
I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So, and that stream comes to an end today, but Dylan has been tweeting constantly about it, and we dragged him kicking and screaming away to play with us today because we actually played during Dice Camera Action, which Scott, Dylan, and I all watched, so we have to all go watch a video on demand. And we'll just have to message each other if something crazy happens.
I have to rewatch RPGN. I didn't get to see that either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you were on it, so.
That's right.
Yeah, RPGN, sometimes we've been featured on it a few times now. Maybe this week we'll get a clip from our show. But that's a web show on WebDM's Twitch channel where they do Sundays at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. They take clips from all the different streams that are being played online, different RPGs and tabletop games, and they find some of the best moments that the community clips and sends in. And they do like a quick talk show and sort of feature, so everybody can see what's out there, who's doing what and who's playing, and just support everybody who's just having fun playing these games with their friends. So we've been on it a few times. Maybe we'll get on a few more if we do some fun stuff, like kill squishy brain creatures.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. So Casey and Ian, you doing anything new?
No.
No.
I'm boring.
I don't even have a Twitter.
Well, I mean, Casey does post stuff on Instagram. She does crafts and stuff, and she's awesome at them. So, and I've so she could talk about those if she wanted to. Just a hint.
Nicky and Itzy.
That's when you guys don't see my head on this, I'm usually sewing something.
She's
To keep my hands
multitasking.
busy.
Mm-hmm. And also starting on June 19th, here on my channel, so JEBriggs79 on Twitch, I'm gonna run. I don't know how many sessions it'll be, but I'm going to run a Call of Cthulhu game with Scott and Dylan are gonna play. Our friend Katie is gonna play, and then another friend of Katie's who has jumped on board, Jamie, is going to join us. And so our first session will be June 19th. The show is going to start at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. Yes, we're competing with Dice Camera Action again. That's okay. But it's going to be just like this, it'll be every other week, just because it makes it easier for everybody in their schedules. And we will play until either the investigators successfully save the day and finish the campaign, or I drive them completely mad or kill them in gruesome, terrible
in the
ways.
First 30 minutes.
So Call of Cthulhu can be very unforgiving. But that is coming on the 19th, and then it will be every other week until we wrap up that game. And this game is coming to an end at some point soon. We probably only have a few more sessions of Haunted Hamlet of Ravens Hill. And then I'm going to pick something else, and we'll see what's going to come next. I'm thinking about running Lisa Chen's Waterdeep adventure from the DM's Guild next. So that on here, I might do that on Twitch. So that might be my next adventure I run live. We will find out, and we'll find out who the party members might be that participate. So, and I think that's all we've got going. Dylan was on Off the Table last week talking about evil campaigns, so you can go to Off the Table's Twitch and watch him on there. And I'm supposed to be on it again later in the season. My show got pushed back due to emotional turmoil from online gaming and character deaths, and people needed time to recover, which is completely understandable. So, all right, I think that's everything.
All right.
Yes, all right, so we'll see everybody here in 2 weeks, and we'll see everybody on June 19th at 7 o'clock for the Call of Cthulhu game 2. All right, and on that note, I am going to say goodnight. Bye, everybody. Thank you to everybody who watched, and everybody on Twitter, and everybody who watches on YouTube later. All right, bye. Here's some credits.